Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jacquelyn Lopez and we are on day 7 of the 12 days of Christmas crafts, and today we are going to be doing this couple of cute gnomes. Now they are all made out of felt, so they are super easy to make, and they will be featuring a yarn beard and yarn braids so that you can differentiate from the girl and a boy gnome. As always, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell so that you're notified of all of my upcoming videos, and check out all the ladies I have linked in the description box below who are also doing the 12 days of Christmas crafts with me. But let's go ahead and get started. All of the supplies for this DIY are very inexpensive, and I already had all of them on hand. So you are going to need some felt, scissors, hot glue gun, a filler for your gnome. I am doing beans, but you can do rice, and I did already make a yarn tassel as a beard, some yarn braids, and for the nose you can use a bead or a jingle bell, and some fiberfill. I did already have all of the pieces cut for one of my gnomes. I am going to leave all of the dimensions listed down below in the description box. These are the pieces for the boy gnome. For the girl gnome, I am using a smaller wood bead for the nose, and I'm also going to use these braids. If you want to do something a little bit different, you can use a jingle bell as the nose as well. So the girl gnome, I am going to be cutting all of the pieces out of this red and ivory piece of felt. I do have some that were for $1, others that were 33 cents, but I do remember getting them all on an even better sale, so prices will vary, still way less than $1. At this point I did realize that I was cutting the wrong color first. I do want the body of both of them to be made out of this ivory color. For the hat of our gnomes, we are going to be cutting a triangle that has the largest part of it be the same size as the body part that we cut for it. Out of some of the excess of our red hat, which is the one for our girl gnome, I am going to use the scraps to make some little flowers that are going to go at the bottom of her dress or body. I do have a little bit more detailed tutorial on how to make felt flowers on another DIY. I'm going to link that down below and in the eye in the sky. For the bottom of our gnomes, I am going to be cutting a circle, and I am making this bottom part the same color as our hat. Then we're going to start assembling it, and you'll see that I started backwards, but you want to glue the circle onto the rectangle, and you're going to do it along both of their edges so that you will create a kind of like a tube, and that's going to be the body of our gnomes. Make sure that you do that with what will be right sides together, so the right side of the circle with the right side of our rectangle, because we are going to be turning this inside out so that you don't have any of the glue seams on the outer part of it. And we're going to do the same to our girl gnome body. And of course you can sew this, but I wanted to do it the easy way and just use some hot glue. And then we're just going to close up our tube so that again it becomes the body of our gnomes. And now, just to add weight to the bottom of them, I am adding some beans. I hate being wasteful, so I'm only going to add it to the very bottom just so that it provides enough weight. So for both of them, I use 1 cup of beans. I'm not filling it up to the top. The rest I am going to be filling with fiberfill or batting. Then we're going to move on to the hat, and we are going to close it together so that it becomes a cone. And for our boy hat, we are going to be adding a jingle bell in this little opening. That's why I didn't mind that it wasn't fully closed. So all I'm doing is adding some hot glue, adding it to this portion, and then I'm also going to fill the hat with some of the fiberfill. And now we just make sure that our gnome hat fits snugly on our gnome body. And once it does, I am going to mess with it a little bit to make sure that it fits exactly where I want it to. I am matching the seams on the back of the hat with the back of our gnome body. That'll just give it a more finished, clean look. I did fold over the bell at the top. I love that look on gnome hats. And now we're going to attach the beard. The beard is just a tassel that is not attached together so that it has the little head, I am going to give a little bit of a better explanation up ahead. And all we're going to do is we're going to open it in half so that you have half of the beard on one side, half of it on the other. That'll give it a more uniform, clean look on our gnome, and it'll really make it look like a beard, rather than if I were to attach it the other way, it'll just look like it has something hanging down. Now we are going to glue it on, and we are going to attach it right under where we are going to put the nose. So the nose is supposed to be a little bit under the hat and right above our beard or mustache, and that's all I'm going to do here. I'm going to add a lot of hot glue so that it stays in place, because this is wood onto felt. Once I have that settled in, I see where I'm going to be gluing my hat, and that's where I decided to untie my beard because it was just making it look weird at the top. So I did cut that piece off and just stuffed it behind it, and then I just glued my hat onto the front piece first, and then I did glue it on the sides, and this is what it looks like. I did leave a lot exposed on the sides, so I'm just bringing the beard up to the top so that it hides that part of the body. Once your beard is positioned exactly where you want it, now is the time to trim. I did leave it extra long so that I could trim off and then give it the exact look that I want. I want it to be a very full and long beard, so I am trimming it so that it hides all of the body and then just has a little bit coming up on the sides. And now we're going to start working on our girl gnome. So I am going to make a little tassel to go with her hat, and I'm going to show you how I did the beard. All I did was do a tassel just like I always do them. I use this Hobby Lobby card because I pretty much get two sides that I can wrap it around. I think I wrapped it about 12 times for this one. So all I'm going to do is tie it at the top, and instead of continuing to the second part, I'm going to open it up, and this is what I used as a beard. As I was showing this, I'm like, oh, I like the way this looks. It looks like a little mustache. So I am going to trim off this tassel and then just add some glue and add it to our gnome, because I thought that gave it a really nice look. Let me know if you agree in the comments down below. Of course, for the larger beard that is at the bottom, I did do this tassel by wrapping it around a book, and I believed I wrapped it about 25 to 30 times, and then I did open it in half, so that's why it looks much fuller. Now I'm going to do an actual little tassel, and I'm going to add it to the top of our hat. I am going to add it before I start to close it into the cone shape, unlike the one I did for our boy hat. The rest of the gnome is going to be exactly like the boy gnome, so I'm just going to let you watch, but I will come back to tell you how I attach the braids for my girl gnome. Now that we know exactly where our hat and nose are going to go, I'm just going to set the braids on top close to where I'm going to add them so that I can glue on the little flowers that are going to be a part of her dress, because I didn't want the braids to cover them. So let's glue those on so that then we can attach the braids. I'm going to go ahead and glue the nose first down, and then the back of our hat, that way that doesn't move out of place. And then all I'm going to do is see how long I want my braids to be. Again, I did them extra long because you can always take off, but you can not add on. So all I'm going to do is, you can trim off the excess. All I did was just stuff them further in her hat. I would recommend adding another rubber band and trimming them down, because that did make it a little bit harder for me to get the hat to sit exactly where I wanted at first. It took a lot of moving it back and forth. Then I am going to add a little bit of hot glue to the back of the braids so that they are stuck onto the body, and then I'm going to glue the hat onto the braids and onto the rest of the body and the nose. And that's it. Here is my cute little couple of gnomes. I love them. I love the braids. I love the beards on them. It's not exactly a Dollar Tree DIY, but I think it is cheaper if you buy your materials elsewhere than just try and use different materials from Dollar Tree. It ends up being a lot more wasteful. I did already have the felt, and I always have yarn. Even if you had to buy the yarn, it was only $1.97 at Walmart, and the felt sheets are 25 cents, let's say. And then the wood beads, you can get a pack of them for about $1.99 from Hobby Lobby as well. So much cheaper to use other materials than to just try and use a bunch of different materials from Dollar Tree. Sorry, Dollar Tree, I love you, but you're not always the cheapest option. Anyways, here they are. I absolutely love them. I hope that you love them as much as I did. If you have any questions, because I know sometimes I talk too much, leave them down below. As always, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell so that you're notified of all of my upcoming videos. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a very good rest of your day. Bye-bye.